I have had the pleasure of knowing this family for almost since I first came to Fort Lauderdale Beach, and so this is a real honor for me as well, and congratulations. This is, as the mayor said, for the honored founder, proclamation honoring Ramola and the late Ramesh Bob Motwani as honored founders for 2018. Whereas Ramola and the late Ramesh Bob Motwani were born and raised in India, were married 16 years, have 2 children, Nitin and Dev, and 3 grandchildren, Arin, Sean, and Kayan. How's that? Okay, thank you. And whereas Ramola and Bob Motwani's business careers in the United States started in St. Charles, Missouri, with an import-export business. And whereas the late Bob Motwani moved his family from Missouri to Fort Lauderdale Beach in the mid-'80s, where they began acquiring small hotels along A1A, including the Merrimack and the Gold Coast Beach Resort. And whereas the Motwani family has been instrumental in transforming Fort Lauderdale Beach into the world-class international tourism destination it is today. And whereas after Bob passed away in 1994, his wife, Ramola Motwani, took control of the family business, and while raising 2 sons, continued to pursue the family's vision of making Fort Lauderdale Beach a must-see, family-oriented vacation destination. And whereas Ramola Motwani earned a Bachelor of Arts degree in economics from Jai Hind College, and later a law degree from the Government Law College in Mumbai, India, and whereas today, Ramola Motwani is the chairwoman and CEO of Merrimack Ventures, one of South Florida's leading real estate, management, investment, and development businesses. The company has more than 100 employees and currently oversees major projects, including the Four Seasons Hotel and private residences, the Paramount Fort Lauderdale, the Gale Boutique Hotel and Residences, and the Flagler Village Hotel in downtown. And whereas Ramola and her family donate their time, talent, resources, and energy to numerous civic endeavors, including the City of Fort Lauderdale's Beach Redevelopment Advisory Board, the Fort Lauderdale Beach Business Improvement District, the Tourist Development Council, Broward Center for the Performing Arts, the Broward Workshop, the Orange Bowl Host Committee, the city's Citizen Volunteer Corps, and more. And whereas Ramola has received numerous awards and accolades, including the Salute to Business Award from the Fort Lauderdale Chamber of Commerce, she was named Woman of Distinction by the March of Dimes. She received the Ultimate CEO Award from the South Florida Business Journal and was inducted into the Hall of Fame by Nova Southeastern University's H. Wine Huizinga School of Business and Entrepreneurship. And whereas the Motwani family was instrumental in helping to create the annual beach holiday lighting ceremony, they spearheaded the planning of the city's Centennial Beach Fest celebration and led the effort to successfully bring the Fort Lauderdale Air Show back to Fort Lauderdale. And whereas for more than 30 years, the Motwanis have been ambassadors for the city of Fort Lauderdale and have served as exemplary role models through their dedication, professionalism, determination, and commitment to our community. Their contributions to our city demonstrate the steadfastness of a family that works together through adversity to put their indelible mark on Fort Lauderdale to ensure our city is the city you never want to leave. Now, therefore, be it proclaimed by the City Commission of the City of Fort Lauderdale, Florida, Section 1, that Ramola and the late Ramesh Bob Motwani are hereby selected and honored as honored founders of the City of Fort Lauderdale for 2018 in recognition of their many accomplishments and valuable contributions to the City of Fort Lauderdale, and that the City Commission of the City of Fort Lauderdale hereby publicly recognizes and acknowledges these achievements and contributions and does hereby express its heartfelt appreciation to Ramola and Ramesh. Section 2, that a keepsake honoring Ramola and Ramesh as honored founders of the City of Fort Lauderdale for 2018 shall be presented to Ramola and her family, and a plaque shall be placed in the lobby of Fort Lauderdale City Hall. Section 3, that a copy of this proclamation recognizing Ramola and Ramesh Bob Motwani as the 2018 honored founders shall be presented to Ramola and her family as a further token of the sincere gratitude and appreciation of the City of Fort Lauderdale, dated this the 28th day of February 2019, and signed by the Honorable Mayor Dean J. Trentalis. Congratulations.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you, Mayor, Commissioners, City Manager, and our staff. And also, big thank you to the Recognition Committee. This evening is very special to me. I have received many awards, but this award, to receive award, and to see that our city does not forget who does what and when. 25 years ago, Mayor Nagle, you are there and you work so closely with Bob. It has been 25 years, and the timing has been perfect for our city to recognize my late husband. Many of you here know about me, about my children, but many of you here don't know about Bob, my late husband. I would like to say a few words about him because he was the one who had a vision, who had a passion for the city of Fort Lauderdale, for the beach. When businesses were leaving Fort Lauderdale, he made sure he worked with the city. He worked with CVB, he worked with Chamber, he worked with police department. There was a lot of cleanup to be done. And it was not pointing fingers, it was always conversations with our city of how do we move this city forward. He called his meetings tour operators with investors, and that's when in early 90s, we got the wave wall on the beach. 1989, we assembled the block of Gold Coast Merrimack. And when we came home after the closing, he said, God willing, one day, someone like Hilton will be here. Gold Coast Merrimack today is Conrad Hilton. Going forward, we bought Tropic Beach Resort, which is now, as our mayor mentioned, under construction as Four Seasons on Fort Lauderdale Beach. Who would have thought 30 years ago when we were struggling to survive, even with the small hotels and motels on the beach, we will transform our beach. We were called crazy, yes. We were told many times nothing will happen. But it was his vision, and he did not stop. In short 8 years on Fort Lauderdale Beach, he really changed the face of our beach. So I'm really grateful and thankful to all of you. He is proud looking down upon our city and see where we are today, and also upon our children, my sons, who have really exceeded his expectations. They are not only just community leaders, but also very successful businessmen. Very proud of them, very proud of my daughter-in-law, Anshu, and of course, joy of my life, my 3 grandsons. Thank you all. Thank you, family and friends, for being here today. It means a lot to me because before I close, I never prepare my speech. I just speak from my heart. I do want to share, and it tells a lot about Bob. After I lost him, I was working on getting approvals for 320-room hotel on the beach. And I really thank, again, Mayor Noggle and our city commission at that time, who unanimously approved it, believed in me, and moved forward with that vision. But when I was going through the process, I went to building department, and I heard whispers. Everyone was saying, Bob's wife is here. That was my first introduction to the staff, and that was Bob's wife. So I walked in there, and each one of them, work stopped, everything stopped. Each one of them came to me one by one. There were hugs, there were tears, and they said, "This is a great loss to our city. Bob always came. He shared his vision. He shared his passion with us, and he gave us a new hope. I don't know who is going to do that." And I was so stunned that he shared all this with them, and they told me, they said, he made us feel so important, so special, and that was Bob. He was people's person. He made a difference. He made friends, and he paved the path for me because of the relationships that he built with the city, with the chamber, with the CVB, with the police department, and also with all the residents and neighbors. So that was Bob, and I'm so thankful and grateful to you all, Mayor, Commissioners, for recognizing him today. Thank you very much. Thank you.